Hi, everyone. Um, I am here just to explain what happened, why I was asking for prayers and light and love. So, as some of you may know, that I am on this journey for to be a healer. And so I signed up for a course through YouTube. I found this person. I'm not going to say who it is because she is very, very dark and very, very evil. Um, and I have gifts. I mean, I don't like to toot, well, I should toot my own horn because that's what spirituality is about embracing your gifts and loving yourself and making yourself larger than life and enjoying life and being happy. But while I was in this program, I was with 6 other women, and the lead woman, let's call her Yellow. Okay, so Yellow, she wanted to teach us how to use or teach us how to extract and heal people from attachments or entities or dense energies and traumas and all that. And it does truly work, which is why I go into this, why I wanted to go in this field. And so a lot of things happened. We went through the course that she put together, and we went to Arizona together. We did a lot of healing. We thought we did a lot of healing, but it was very ritualistic, a ritual like or cult like thing. At the time, I was a bit clouded because I call it a sisterhood. I felt so close to all of them. You know, my heart was so full when I saw them for the first time. I mean, we were all across the United States. And so it was the first time meeting them in person in Arizona. So it was so special. But Yellow was hiding behind our hearts and our gifts. So this is here comes the woo woo part. Some of you may are not ready to hear this, and that's okay. You can stop it here. But for those who are interested and are open to receiving the message, because this really did happen to me, I know that my husband does not believe in this stuff, and he thinks is really woo woo, and he's trying to get used to it and accepting that this is who I am now. And I'm so grateful that he supports me in that. But anyways, so then after Arizona, things just shifted. She was getting ready to take on new, I guess, clients or students. And so during that time, I went on multiple vacations and trips, and one of our friends' daughter passed, and that took a toll on me. So my heart was already drained at that time, and so Yellow consciously, because she is so dark, um, she was harvesting all of our energies. Wherever we were strongest, that's where she latched on, and she drained us um, energetically. And she really didn't teach us anything. We taught ourselves. We leaned on each other a lot. And she would manipulate us. And granted, she is infected by also a parasite or an entity, I guess you could say, or a darkness. And so then one by one, one of my sisters, Trinity, she was amazing. She saw this months and months ago, and she put everything together, and she slowly started connecting with each of the sisters. I was one of the last ones, and when they saw me during one of the meetings, Trinity and her partner Taya were so worried about me because I looked so drained and my energy was low. They're energy readers, so they could tell I was on my last leg. And so Trinity ended up telling me everything, and that shocked me. And I had to process. I had to go out in nature a lot, sit and meditate. This woman, granted you, was our mentor, and I trusted her, but at the same time, there was misalignment. For example, she would cry a lot, and I wouldn't feel her crying, if that made sense. Usually, when people cry, I can feel it because I'm an empath, and I feel and I read energy, right? But with her, with Yellow, I never felt a genuine pain or sorrow from her. And whenever she spoke, like she was joyful or anything, it never aligned. And even in Arizona, she just was hiding something, and I saw it. She just like had that jealous look in her face. That's in Arizona. That's when my channeling came on, and I was channeling my higher self, who is so playful. A few of my friends and Win and have seen my higher self. She is very childlike, fun, high energy, very expansive. And Yellow didn't like that because she wanted my, I guess, channeling gifts. She was siphoning also from my crown, my channeling source. So then at first I didn't believe it. I didn't know what to believe. I mean, I wanted to trust Trinity. I knew Trinity was telling the truth. But I had to talk to another sister, Angela. She was the first one that I saw on the channel, and when I saw her, I said, "Yes, I trust this woman right here." So I'm going to sign up for a session because I saw the other two teachers online. One of them is Yellow, the other one's Kiahe. And I resonated with one of them, but I didn't know who. And I was kind of on the fence because the energy didn't feel right. But then once I saw Angela, I was like, oh my God, I love this lady. I love her heart. And she had a testimony. So I joined in. So I talked to Angela about what Trinity told me about Yellow being dark and hooking into all of us and draining us from our powers, or not powers, but our gifts and our energy, just because she doesn't have any energy and she's pure evil. And I just couldn't, I just had to have a grounded voice. But I feel like also Trinity brought this up too, that Yellow and her are very similar, and that she is of the light and Yellow is of the dark. So I guess you could say that they're twin flames or soulmates or something of the sort. I don't know how to explain it. They have very similar traits. That's all I know. We're still trying to piece it together. Anyways, and so once I talked to Angela, it won me over. And so then Angela started healing me, taking out all the attachments and the caps that Yellow placed on me. For example, she placed it in my solar plex, so my confidence source, the I am source. So I'm usually not in my power. I usually shrink and make myself smaller, and that's one of my weakest points. So that's how Yellow really hooked us in as well, is in attaching herself into our weakest points. So yes, so after that, it was, pretty dark, but I was able to get through it. A lot of negative thinking happened, but um, I was able to do it and drink water, and I was fine. And it wasn't fine until the night that I posted that call for help for prayers and everything. Earlier that day, we all six of us decided that we were going to tell Yellow that we are no longer going to be part of this sisterhood that Yellow has created. Granted, our sisterhood right now with the six of us is a true sisterhood, but with Yellow, it wasn't a sisterhood, if that makes sense. The true sister that was supposed to be in Yellow's place was Kiahe. Kiahe, she left because she felt something was wrong. She felt that Yellow's energy was off, and she saw it and she couldn't explain it. And she said, this isn't working anymore. We're not aligning. I got to go and think about things. And so she left. And then ever since Kiahe left, our group just didn't feel right. It felt heavy. It felt like meeting each other was such a chore. And then as soon as we took Yellow out of the equation and seeing each other, talking to each other, we had so much energy. So it was pretty crazy. And then, sorry, backtracking to the conversation of where we're no longer going to be in this sisterhood that you've created. And I led that conversation, making Yellow think that we were all disbanding. We're not talking to each other at all, because I didn't want her. Well, she knows. She can attach to someone's eye and view out of their eye. She can go into your homes or computers and see what you're doing. But granted, now I'll get to it anyways. So she knew that she was what was happening, but she wanted to hear it from us, the human form, right? And so I told her that something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a sisterhood. It feels like we're being pitted against each other, which is not what a sisterhood should be. We should be lifting each other up, praising each other, loving each other, teaching, supporting. But all Yellow did was manipulate and make people feel smaller. And she told me that my higher self died, and that my higher self looked like an old ancient alien. And I'm like, no, that's not what I saw. I saw kind of like a white dragon Mew like figure in my mind's eye. And so I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I'll let you say whatever you want, but I never called her out on it. And I feel like I should have, but to be honest, I think that was the darkness's hold, is that they manipulate and they shut your throat out. All of our throats are blocked. And part of it too, one of the sisters is Catrice. She's so amazing. I love her. She just felt her higher self. She was so connected to her higher self that she saw things and felt things, but never said anything because she didn't feel safe. There was like an infection within the group, and that was Yellow, but nobody knew at the time except for Trinity and Taya. They both knew. Anyways, fast forward to the next day. So after we had that conversation, my channeling, I was going in and out of the astral realms. My eyes would be awake and I would pop into the astral realms, and there was a freaking battle because this Yellow, she was pissed off, and she has a legion of like demons and like dark forces, dark magic, wanting to hurt people in the physical. And I was being energetically attacked. I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, like my ears felt like they were bleeding because her brother was, I guess, doing some vibrational like infiltration where she could get in and put in negative thought forms in my head. And also like my throat, my heart felt like it was being crushed. It felt like my stomach was being crushed. So my solar plex, so my heart chakra and my solar plex was being crushed. Um, and I had no idea what to do. I mean, I was praying so hard. If you know me, I am so sweet. I am of the light. I am with God. I I just want to help people and to bring the world into a better place, where there's no fighting and there's just love. And I know it's hippy dippy, but that's truly who I am. Rainbows and sunshines, but of course you do need the darkness within you, just within you, but you're not projecting it out to other people, if that makes sense. The darkness within you teaches discernment and where you need to be careful, right? But then it also teaches you like to feel into your body. Oh man, my your spidey senses go off. Like, I got this sinking feeling, or this isn't making me feel good, so this isn't of the highest vibration. So yes, so that happened last night. And yeah, but I felt everybody's energies, and I worked with the archangels. I called them in, my guides, my ancestors, everyone that I could. There is a spiritual warfare, if you haven't noticed or know. Um, I know that many of you may not be in that state of mind where you can go in and out of the asteroid. I can't even, words. Um, as, Astral field. Um, but just know that they feed off of like the seven deadly sins. Believe it or not, it is true. I channeled that message, and on my YouTube channel, I made just a few videos, but because she infected me, everything that I was projecting was of the dark because she infected me. So I deleted all of my videos to make sure it doesn't. I do not want this energy to infect anybody. So granted, I'm not healing anybody right now, but um, there are a few friends that I brought into this, and I just want to clear them and make sure that they're safe, and I'm protecting all of my loved ones in love and light. I called upon Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael to protect all of my loved ones. And so, yeah, I mean, that's about it. Oh, yeah. And Kiahe came back actually today. She called us. And so she was our true teacher. She was supposed to be our teacher. She is the divine feminine. She's supposed to teach us not to like be in our masculine so much, but allow things to come to you and then take action, right? Um, and so I'm just so giddy with joy that she is back. It feels whole. And I was trying to take a nap recently, and when I closed my eyes, I was holding a crystal at the time too. It's a healing crystal. You could hold a selenite, that's usually it, but I had a different one, Larimar. I think it's a Lumerian crystal. It's pretty pricey, but it looks like water etched in there. But it's natural and it's beautiful. So I was holding in my left hand, the left side is receiving, it's the feminine, right? And so I was holding in my left hand, and I closed my eyes, and I swear to you, the astral realm was shaking. It was shaking because the true seven sisters, the sisterhood, we are a council. I know it's kind of trippy, but we are a council. We were here to protect planet Earth and keep the vibration up and make sure that we lead with the highest good and the highest love and healing, and just lead with grace and compassion. But anyways, yeah, and so it just rocked Yellow's world, but also the underworld, the darkness that has plagued this planet. Um, and yeah, I mean, and then I started healing myself with what Kiahe suggested. I am not going to share it unless you unless you are a healer. It will be for free, of course. I will read your energy and see if you are a healer and you can do it on your own. Um, but I did the healing that Kiahe suggested. And the second time I closed my eyes after the shaking and I did the healing, and I saw my colors, pink and purple, just swirling in my eyes, like underneath my eyes, and just swirling clear. And I at first I was kind of afraid. I was like, whoa, I've been through a lot. Is this of the light or of the dark? And I knew it was my higher self. That was my higher self's color. It is like pink purple, right? And it was swirling around, and it was clearing my body from all the attachments and all the residue that yellow had implanted in me, so I can be in my power and come with love and joy and high vibration to all those around me. And so yeah, I and then I'm here, and I I'm so grateful for everyone who prayed for me. Thank you so much, and prayed for humanity. Keep standing in your light. Keep finding the little joys in your life. This is how the darkness gets in: is the negativity, the doubts, the fears. I don't know, all those other negative feelings, the jealousies, the greed, the envy, again, the seven deadly sins, the pride, the ego. I have to remake the seven deadly sins again, so that everyone will know that these are the traits that the darkness will feed on and come through you, and like make you, of course, not a very good person, and make you feel low and not happy, right? That we only have this one life here on this planet. Well, granted, I feel like I reincarnate quite a lot here, multiple lifetimes, but I know some might not believe that, and that's okay. I respect you. That is your journey. But yeah, yeah. And again, thank you so much for all the light and love, and I hope this message reaches anyone who needs to hear it. I'm here for you. That's why I created Heal from the Heart. I do heal from my heart, and teach and coach anyone who is willing to learn how to live a more happy and high vibrational life, full of love, compassion, grace, and understanding. And yeah. All right. I'll see you later, I guess. Bye.